How do you say goodbye to someone who didn't like to say it, especially to me? Veronica was so full of life. She worked right up until her last few days of her life. Always thinking of her kids, she wanted to support them. A year before, I heard her talking to a friend who was using MAID, and she said, "They don't understand us. They don't have the cancer running through them." It really resonated with me that I would never understand what it would feel like to have that pain. We were at a specialist appointment in Vancouver to discuss breast reconstruction, and V could barely get onto the table. "That's more than pain," said the doctor, and ordered tests. The phone rang later that day, and she said, "When the doctor calls, it's bad." We asked a bunch of questions, and I always have my notes open to capture everything that I can. We left the office, and she became really quiet. We walked and walked until we got onto a bus, standing room only. She looked at me, and we both burst into tears. We called the kids over when we got back from Vancouver. I told the story of this second diagnosis. She had developed lung cancer, and it was terminal. This diagnosis took the wind out of her sails as she began preparing for her demise. As her spouse of 22 years, I didn't know how to help her. When we first met, we were each other's first girlfriends. I wasn't in a very good place, and she was there for me in so many ways. She changed my life for the better. She got me back into school and to stop drinking, to move out of the alcoholic tendencies. I feel like I took such good care of her in her deepest, darkest moments. She was my person when I needed her, and I was hers when she needed me. I can see V in the car. She pushes open the door and shook her head. She says, "I don't know, Em. I don't know if I can do this anymore." We called the kids down to help her get up to the 4th floor in our apartment as our elevator was broken. They also brought her oxygen tank to help her breathe. We moved to the hotel for the night until it was fixed. She didn't like the idea that she couldn't get home on her own. They said the MAID process would take 10 days, but it ended up being 17 hours later when the doctor told her the date and time. I've tried to understand why she didn't want her parents and siblings to know about her choice, and I guess I never will. Her mind was made up that she wasn't going to be the one to say goodbye, but she wanted her family to have the opportunity to see her one last time. She called them all to our apartment, knowing they wouldn't arrive in time. It was heartbreaking to see her family in so much pain. We intentionally didn't want to know the MAID process. As soon as they started pushing the medication, I wanted to make sure that I could say what I needed to say. "I love you." Veronica peacefully closed her eyes, passing away in her sleep like she wanted. She took control of her destiny. Alone in our bedroom, I felt the gratitude that Veronica had for me. She hugged and kissed me and said, "Thank you for everything." She never wanted to say the word goodbye.